What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Church Guys Like Sport. Listen, I need y'all to share this.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice.
Church Guys Like Sports too. Come on, let's get it, y'all.
No peace, no justice, no peace, no justice,
no peace, no justice, no justice, no peace, no justice, no justice. I can't hear you. No peace, no justice, no justice, no peace, no peace. When do you want it? Right now. When do you need it? Right now. When you gonna have it? Right now. When do you want it? Right now. What do you want? Justice. What do we need? Justice. What do we want? Justice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Church Guys Like Sport.
When do you need it? When you gonna have it?
I need everybody to download this song, No Justice, No Peace. We got the George Floyd trial going on, and they trying to get this man off, but we're going to scream it in the streets. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Come on, I need all the sports fans to come on in.
No peace, no justice, no peace. 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 No justice,
Oh, I'm going to get him. Gertman, I'm going to get him.
no peace. No justice, 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 no peace.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Church Guys Like Sports too. And listen, we're going to talk some sports. We're going to get into that. But the George Floyd trial is going on. It is the Derek Chauvin trial, but they're trying to put George Floyd on trial. And again, we got to relive these moments. So I want y'all to download that song, No Justice, No Peace. I need you to go get it right now. It's available on all digital sites. Reverend Kevin McCall and New York Fellowship Mass Choir with Pastor David Wright. And it's available everywhere. Go get it. Now listen, let's get into these sports. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. But the first thing I got to deal with Kevin Durant. I'm going to deal with him. And I know some of y'all saying, oh, don't bother with Kevin Durant, leave him alone. And all your Brooklyn Nets fans, I feel you, and that's fine. But when you attack one Knicks fan, you attack us all. And Michael Rappaport, that's his name. He's a white man. He played Remy in the movie. What was that movie? Higher Learning. He the one that shot Tyra Banks. But he is a super Knick fan. And sadly, Kevin Durant decides to attack Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport just playing with him. Hey, man, you need to do your interviews a little better. Kevin Durant called him everything but a child of God. First thing you did, Kevin Durant, you said you were coming to the Knicks and you didn't come to us, and you went to the Brooklyn Nets. And Kevin Durant goes off on Michael Rappaport, call him pink, call him a punk, call him a B-word, a MF, all this stuff. And I'm going to get you today, Kevin Durant, because you can't talk about nobody when your hair looks like this. If you got hair like that, you ain't got no business talking about nobody. Kevin Durant has no business talking about anybody. I wish he talked about me. Let me tell you something. I wish Kevin Durant would have been in the park, 306 Park in Brooklyn, New York, and tried to talk about me with his hair looking like that. I wish Kevin Durant was at George Gershwin Park trying to talk about me with his hair looking like that. I would come to the park with a bag full of jokes just for him. All that money you got, and this is what your hair look like? See, nobody want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm sick of this. Kevin Durant got enough money to get something done to his hair, and he want to talk about a Knick fan? Shame on you, Kevin Durant. And I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. You can't talk about nobody and your hair look like that. Y'all know it ain't right. What kind of hair is that? What is that? You can't talk about nobody and your hair look like that. And you got the nerve to talk about somebody and talk about their wife and all this stuff. And that's what your hair look like? Kevin Durant won't talk about somebody and his hair look like that. He ain't got the right to talk about nobody. My God. You see, let me show you something, Kevin Durant. There's a lot of different things you could do. You got this hard brush. You see, this hard brush, this will get all them peas out. You got this right here. You can do this. If you don't want to use the hard brush, you got another texture of here. You got the soft brush. The soft brush. You can wave, you get you some 360 waves, you'll be all right. I can't believe you in Brooklyn, all the barbershops in Brooklyn, and you can't find nobody to brush your hair. And if you want to go another way, you know, you got rough hair, you can use this pick. Kevin Durant, you can use this pick right here, and you can pick them peas out. And you know, I ain't talking about black folks' hair, because watch this. Look. We all got peasy hair. We all got kinky hair. But ain't none of us walking around with our hair like that. And then if you got, get you a little comb. Get you a little comb. You could do something. There's no way you're going to have all that money and you can't comb your hair. I tell y'all all the time, if somebody won't brush their hair, won't comb their hair, then they ain't do their other parts neither. Most people that refuse to comb their hair ain't put deodorant on. They ain't brushing their teeth neither. Kevin Durant, don't you ever talk about a Knick fan. You gonna attack Michael Rappaport like that. Michael Rappaport was playing with you, and then you start talking about his wife and all kinds of things. Shame on you, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, before you go talking about anybody, comb your hair, pick your hair, or you can use any one of these brushes. First of all, we know that Brooklyn is full of barbershops. You got some of the greatest barbers right there in Brooklyn. You got some great barbers in Queens. You ain't got no excuse, Kevin Durant. I can understand Oklahoma City, when you were with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know how many black barbershops is out there in Oklahoma City, because we can't go to Supercuts and get our cuts. But when you came to Brooklyn, you ain't have no excuse. All up and down Atlantic Avenue, Fulton Street. All up and down. Boy from Vernon, he cut hair downtown Brooklyn. Boy from New Life Tabernacle got a barbershop over there on Fulton. You can get you a haircut. And you have no excuse. So before you want to talk about Michael Rappaport and the Knicks fans, you better do your first works over. Get you some wave grease. Go get some Dax. I know some of y'all don't like this. Oh, he talk about the black man's hair, African American hair. We all got, yes, I got kinky hair. My kids got it. My kids got my hair, but my kids don't walk around with hair like that. My mother would slap me, taste out my mom would, before we would even go into barbershops, my mother would put a whole bunch of grease in my hair, comb my hair, and take the comb and make a part down the side. Anybody ever had a part made in your hair with a comb by your mama? It's no excuse, Kevin Durant. And I told y'all I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Now, the whole show ain't going to be about this, but I'm going to talk about it. And, he ought not do that. He ought not say that. He ought not talk about the black man's hair. And I'm black too. I'm black too. But I'm not going to walk around my hair like that. Not with all the money he got. All that money he got, and he can't go to the barbershop. He can't go to the barbershop with all that money. He can't go get a brush. I don't know what kind of condition that is. But I tell you what he can do, because this is what it looked like. I bet you he been to McDonald's. It looked like that man got sesame seed bun on his head. That's what it looked like. Sesame seed bun on his head. You're going to talk about somebody and this what your hair look like? Oh, you couldn't be me. I would tell jokes on Kevin Durant for 3 days straight, nonstop, 72 hours. If your hair look like that and you're going to talk about me, sesame seed bun. Every time you eat a Big Mac, you taking a bite off of Kevin Durant's top of his head. Shame on you. All it takes, look at all these brushes. You got the hard brush, you got the soft brush. And if that don't work for you, pick that stuff. I ain't never seen nobody pick a Caesar, but you can do it. Or go bald. Cut your hair bald. Before you want to talk about the Knicks fans, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Gonna talk about Knicks fans, you can't brush your hair. Somebody, I know he got injured. He tore his Achilles. It's like he tore his scalp. Good God Almighty. All right, that's enough of that. But watch your mouth, Kevin Durant. Watch your mouth. I'd rather be bald. I'd rather go bald. Listen, if I'm going to be losing my hair like that, something going on, cut my hair off. Let me be bald if I got to deal with that. Loose here. All right, let's get into sports. But I had to get that off my chest. I know people that got chest hairs that ain't as nappy as his hair on his head. Rance Allen had that chest hair. At least he combed it. Rance Allen combed his chest hair. I seen him one time. He was combing his hair backstage like this. Rance Allen used to comb his chest hairs. He had gray chest hairs. And he would comb it, and the ladies would go crazy. Bishop Rance Allen, bless him, bless his life. All right. Listen, the Final Four is going on. Shout out to the NCAA. They did it. They created a bubble for the Final Four, and we are having one of the best college basketball seasons. I am I am very excited, but I'm going to pick Gonzaga is going to win this thing because Houston is playing Baylor and Gonzaga is playing UCLA. And what I like about Gonzaga, they play basketball the right way. They don't play all of these kind of crazy ways. Got a superstar and got one superstar doing all the work. No, Gonzaga they playing team basketball, and I think they're going to be the champions come next Monday. Gonzaga going to be the champions come next Monday. So Final Four is going to be on Saturday. It's going to be Baylor against Gonzaga. Watch, come Monday. Baylor against Gonzaga. Now, let me talk the NFL real quick. The NFL, which is one of the most money-making leagues in pro sports, multi-billion dollar industry. Oh, and Kevin Durant, you can sponge your hair too. You can do this. Find something to do. I got all these products for Kevin Durant. But the NFL has decided they used to play 16 games a year. But now they decided to add an extra game. They are now going to be playing 17 games a year. Now that seems like it's good for the fans. But how is that for the players? Is that good for the players? Are they paying the players an extra game worth of salary? Because if I got to play an extra game, and we know how the NFL is hard, you getting hit, you getting beat up. If I got to play an extra game, you got to pay me extra money. And this is the problem with the players in the NFL. They just settle for whatever the owners want to do. The NBA are lessening their games. They only playing 72 compared to 82. But now the NFL is adding to their games, playing 17 instead of 16. I ain't heard nobody say we're going to give them more money. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about that. But they're adding an extra game to the NFL season. So what will that do to the competition? Everybody got to play 17 games now. That's one extra game. I don't know. I'm going to enjoy it because I love football. But if I was a player, if I'm 30-something years old and I don't want to be getting hit, one NFL game is like 10 basketball games. You getting beat up, you getting hit on, you getting jumped on, you getting tackled, you getting sacked. Beverly Cox, God bless you. Welcome to Church Guys Like Sports too. You want to know about my instrumental CD? All right, you can hit me in my inbox after this. All right, we talking some sports, but thank you. Listen, the NFL has added another game. So I'm with it if they're going to pay more money, if they're going to pay the players more money. I'm not with it if the players still got to get paid the same amount of money. Now watch this. We got to talk some more NBA. I told the folks, and I've been going at it with them for about a week now, we got to talk about super teams. We don't like what Brooklyn is doing. They got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and now LaMarcus Aldridge. That is a super team. They went and bought all the everything every player money can buy. They got it. They went and got everybody. And I said that LeBron James is the one that started this when he went down to Miami and he got Dwayne Wade and he got Chris Bosh and he got Ray Allen. I said all of that was started from LeBron James, but they disagree. I think LeBron James didn't want to compete. So you see, back in the days, I didn't see Larry Bird and Mike and Magic Johnson say we're going to play on the same team so we can win championships. They wanted to compete against each other. But there was super team. Somebody said, well, the Celtics were the super team with Kevin Garnett. That wasn't no super team. Not like LeBron, Ray Allen, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, and you can't. Rondo was a rookie. That was no super team. Then they say now LeBron. All of this stuff is biting LeBron in his behind. Because LeBron went out there in L.A. and now he got Anthony Davis with him. Don't you know LeBron tried to get Kawhi Leonard? So LeBron started all this super team stuff. And then Golden State, Kevin Durant went over there with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and Draymond Green. And you know who has never had a super team? The Knicks have never had a super team. The Knicks have always had role players. We had one star. We always kept one superstar and surrounded him with role players. Patrick Ewing didn't have another superstar playing with him. It was Patrick Ewing and a bunch of role players. Charles Oakley was not a superstar. John Starks was not a superstar. Gerald Wilkins was not a superstar. Mark Jackson was not a superstar. So the only team that has never been, even when we won in the 70s, back then we were winning championships every year. Y'all remember that? Willis Reed was the superstar. And he had role players all around him. Dave DeBusschere, he wasn't a superstar. Phil Jackson, he wasn't a superstar. So the Knicks is the only team that's willing to compete. All these other teams want to have superstar. And you know what? The Knicks, right now we got Julius Randle, and we gonna make it to the playoff. He's a star. And well, Clyde Frazier. Matter of fact, I'll give that. Clyde Frazier was a superstar. But that championship that we won with Clyde Frazier, Willis Reed got hurt. That's two superstars. Dave DeBusschere wasn't no superstar. So now, look what LeBron is complaining. LeBron just got Andre Drummond, another all-star, to go with him and Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Kuzma. That's a super team. And I ain't talking about you if you drafting players and stuff. If you drafting players, that's something different. But when you go in there and you recruiting players and you getting them to buy their contracts out and they all coming to you, no. That's not fair. That's not competition. Or Magic Johnson had Kareem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 90 years old when Magic was playing with him. That man, he had lost his hair. He had knee pads on. Couldn't run up and down the court. The Detroit Pistons with Isaiah Thomas. Who was the other superstar with Isaiah Thomas? Are we going to call Joe Dumars a superstar? Are we calling Bill Lane Bear a superstar? It was one star. Isaiah Thomas was the star, and he took them to the championship past Michael Jordan, past Larry Bird, past Magic Johnson. With the Celtics, Larry Bird was the superstar. Kevin McHale was good, but he wasn't no superstar. Robert Parrish was good, but he wasn't no superstar. LeBron James gets superstars to play with him. And it ain't right. And now everybody doing it. Blake Griffin with the Clippers was a superstar. LaMarcus Aldridge with the Trailblazers and with the Spurs was a superstar. Kyrie Irving is a superstar. Kevin Durant is a superstar. James Harden is a superstar. It ain't fair. And nobody want to come to the Knicks. That's all right. The Knicks about to get Boogie Cousins. Vinnie Johnson was not no superstar, Mike. Vinnie Johnson was a sixth man, the microwave. He come off the bench and give you 20 points in 5 minutes. That's not, but he wasn't a superstar. He was a sixth man. That's not a superstar. And I'll give it to Jordan because Michael Jordan, Jordan was a superstar. I don't know if I was called Scottie Pippen a superstar, but he was a good player. He was a star. He was a super role player. So Jordan didn't go get all the superstars to play with him. Jordan didn't go get Patrick Ewing to play with him. Jordan didn't get Karl Malone to play with him. Jordan didn't get Gary Payton to play with him. Jordan said, I'm going to play against y'all. Horace Grant ain't no superstar. Bill Cartwright ain't no superstar. Pippen was an all-star, not a superstar. There's a difference. There is a difference between an all-star and a superstar. Jordan was the superstar, and at that time, Ewing was a superstar. Reggie Miller was a superstar. Jordan didn't go get them guys to play with him. He said, I'm going to play against y'all. And he beat them. He beat them all. Michael Bowie thinks Vinnie Johnson was a superstar, y'all. Vinnie Johnson was the microwave off the bench. He was the truth. The superstars back then in the 90s, I'll give it to Karl Malone. Karl Malone had to be a superstar. He won an MVP. Karl Malone was a superstar. Can you imagine if Karl Malone teamed up with Michael Jordan? I don't think Scottie Pippen was a superstar. No, because when Scottie Pippen had the chance to have his own team in Chicago, guess who put them out the playoffs? In 1994, Hubert Davis with a 4-point shot. The Bulls lost to the Knicks in the playoff because Scottie Pippen refused to get in the game because he was mad at Phil Jackson because Tony Kukoc was taking the last shot. Y'all don't remember that? Superstars don't do that. Scottie Pippen was not a superstar. He couldn't get the Bulls nowhere once Jordan was gone. That year after Jordan retired, don't ever forget it. The Knicks are the ones that ended the Chicago Bulls three-peat. It's the New York Knicks. Because they won in 91, they won in 92, and they won in 93. But in 94, they ran up against the Knicks, and the Knicks eliminated the Chicago Bulls from the playoffs. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I remember. See, don't talk about that. They don't ever ask the question, which team ended the Chicago Bulls three-peat? They don't want to ask the question. Why didn't the Chicago Bulls go to the finals in 1994 against the Houston Rockets? You know why? Because the Knicks went. No, I said, my question was, who else was a superstar on the Pistons other than Isaiah Thomas? Isaiah Thomas never had another superstar. Never. So there was some good teams, but there was never super teams like Golden State. To have Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green on the same team. Steph Curry's a superstar. Kevin Durant's a superstar. Klay Thompson scored 60 points in 3 quarters. That's not fair. That's not competition. And LeBron James, he kept doing it. Even with the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James, it was him. Then he went and got Kyrie. Then he got Kevin Love. Then he went and got Dwayne Wade to come out there to Cleveland to play with him. So all these super teams got to stop because it ain't fair. You want to make it fair? Let 2 of these superstars come to the Knicks. Then it'll be fair. It'll be fair then. All right, y'all. Wait, let me see. Who else had a super team back in the day? That I can't find another super team. I know the Spurs didn't have a super team. It was Tim Duncan. He was the superstar, and Ginobili and them boys and Tony Parker. They were good players, but they weren't no superstars. And what the Brooklyn Nets are doing is unfair. All right. Thank y'all for joining another episode of Church Guys Like Sports Too. Listen, you can love God and love sports. It doesn't take nothing out of you to love God and love sports. The 80s Lakers, they were not a James Worthy and Magic. That was it. Byron Scott wasn't a superstar. Kareem was a fading star.
Big city of dreams and the nightlife. It's the concrete jungle, now we know it.
A super team back in the 80s would have been Magic, Larry Bird, and Olajuwon all on the same team. It wouldn't have happened. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon. Church Guys Like Sports. Let's pray for Kevin Durant. We're going to get him a brush. I'm putting this in the mail to Kevin Durant. For you, Durant. Hey.
Hope for a win even though we still lost. Shout out to Coach Tibbs and KP. Not the unicorn, but the man from Kentucky. Got Julius playing like a North Star. He the truth and ain't no stopping no top. IQ, gonna have to guard and go crazy.
Pastor Tillman, Dwayne. If Jesus was alive today, he'll be a Knicks fan. But he is alive today, and Jesus is a Knicks fan. Because guess what? The nickname for Madison Square Garden is called the Mecca.